What up, world? Welcome to the episode of BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am BrandonJaneau, like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow, social media platforms, Instagram threads, BrandonJaneau, Facebook, the BrandonJaneauShow, and of course, TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow, and X, formerly known as Twitter, BJaneau. Go follow me on all those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Really, where you go though is the YouTube channel, man. BrandonJaneauShow YouTube channel. BrandonJaneauShow YouTube channel, man. Go subscribe, comment, like the comments. Like the comments. Like, comment, share. Yeah. Like the shorts, like the vids. Helps an algorithm if you do. I would appreciate it if you did. Yeah. Tonight. Oh, tonight. It is a top 10 list of my top 10 wrestlers of the 2000s. WWE edition. Ooh, I feel it. Felt that. WWE edition. My top 10 wrestlers of the 2010s. 2010s, a lot of mercy. 2000s of the WWE. Now, there's a lot of wrestlers that were in the 2000s of WWE that I could give this to, but it's only 10, man. It's only 10. If you don't know how to do my list, I go from 10 to 1. I explain why each wrestler's on the list and why I have the position, why I have them positioned. Yeah. Now, I want to get this out the way. For anybody that sees this list, if anybody sees this list, if anybody sees this list, and comment on it. I need you to understand something. I need you to listen to me. Come here. Close. You can make your own fucking list. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. I swear it is not that motherfucking hard. You can make your own fucking list. Okay? All right. All right now. All right now. Let's get into it. Start another list. At number 10. Start another list at number 10. It is the game. Triple H. You goddamn right, Triple H on this list. If you actually look at the 2000s, Triple H was a fucking menace in the 2000s. I mean, think about it from the 2000s perspective. In 2000, he had the rivalry with Austin, running him over with the car. Uh, you had, the rivalry with Austin, run him over with the car. And then, of course, you had them forming a two-man power trip before he got injured, came back in 2002. That fucking Monday Night Raw when he came back in MSG, I mean, fucking place blew the fuck up. Like the fucking roof blew off the building. He goes on and wins the Royal Rumble, his first of two. Um, Wins the Royal Rumble, goes to WrestleMania, wins the WWE Championship. Becomes undisputed champion at WrestleMania 18. Not a great match between him and Chris Jericho, but it is what it is. Not a great match with Chris Jericho, but it is what it is. Um, but for the most part, I mean, people sit there and say that the reign of terror of Triple H. Yeah, okay, got it, understood. But also, you want to give him credit, but you also want to talk and praise Evolution. Well, Evolution was a part of the reign of terror. Yeah, I do know that, right? I do know that, right? Evolution was formed in '03. It was actually formed in '03. Randy Orton and Batista just got hurt around that time. So it was just him and Ric Flair for most of the time. But Evolution was a thing in '03. Excuse me. But anyway, Evolution takes off in '03, '04, which spawns Randy Orton and Batista into massive stars. And then, of course, Triple H would go off in '05 and still be kind of the heel. But in '06, excuse me, in '06, he forms D-Generation X again. He reforms D-Generation X with Shawn Michaels. And yeah, that's '06. And they pretty much are a team until he tears his 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 knee, his leg again. Just, his quad again. He popped his quad again. He's out for until 2008, I think. He comes back, wins the WWE Championship, has a rivalry with Randy Orton. That '09 rivalry with the '09 Menace Randy Orton. Well, Triple H was the person he was going up against. He goes to SmackDown and pretty much becomes a rating guy in SmackDown with Edge and Undertaker and all that. So yeah, Triple H in 2000s was not a bad fucking wrestler. I know a lot of people said that, so he was terrible. I fucking guess, dude. Um, yeah, you look at his WrestleManias. He main evented WrestleMania 16. 17 he fought Taker. 18 he fought Chris Jericho. 19 he fought Booker T, which was that yeah. 20 he fought Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit. 21 he fought Batista. 22 he fought John Cena. 23 he wasn't there because he was injured. 24 he wrestled Randy Orton in John Cena, and 25 he wrestled Randy Orton. That is his WrestleManias in the 2000s. So look at that list now and say that was a bad time. Like the WrestleMania 16, which was the 2000s, he wrestled Rock, Mick Foley, and Big Show in that Fatal 4-Way. He wrestled Taker at 17, Chris Jericho at 18, Booker T at 19, Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit at 20, Batista at 21, John Cena at 22. He wasn't there at 23. 24, he fought John Cena and Randy Orton. And 25, he wrestled Randy Orton. That's crazy. That's a crazy list when you look at it. When I sign it off and sound it off like that, yeah, that's a crazy, crazy list. But Triple H is definitely on the list. He's at number 10. And number 9. Number 9. It is the Animal, Batista. Speaking of the game, Triple H, the Animal Batista is one of his star pupils. Started off Evolution. Well, he actually really started off being the Deacon um, under, Levi Dudley um, with the goddamn collection plate. Um, got moved to Raw, put in Evolution, got injured, but then that's when his career took off after he came back from injury. Then his career took off, and then that's when he became the Animal Batista. And Batista had a great run in a very short amount of time. If you actually think about it, Batista's run wasn't super long because he retired in 2010. Like the first time Batista actually retired was 2010. Like he retired after what was it? Yeah, he retired in 2010. Like if you actually think about it, he retired in 2010. So from 2002, three really. So for like 7 years, that was the Batista run. That's why I keep telling people like when you say Batista, it's like, bro, Batista only had a very short run, and even in that sense, sometimes he got hurt, and so he was out for a good stretch of time, even in that sense. So, but I digress. Batista was still a man. Don't get it twisted. Um, his first WrestleMania that he ever had was WrestleMania 20 with Evolution against The Rock and Sock Connection, Mick Foley and The Rock. 2000 WrestleMania 21, he fought Triple H for the world title. Of course, won. He also won the Royal Rumble in the 2000s. His first of two. Um, Became a world heavyweight champion. Was a tag team champion with Ric Flair and Evolution at a point in time. Um, Won a world title at WrestleMania 21. I can't remember he wrestled at WrestleMania 22. I want to say Umaga. Was that 24? That might have been 24. Yeah, I think he wrestled Umaga at 24. Um, yeah, he wrestled Umaga at 24. I think he was hurt in 22. Yeah, WrestleMania 22. I think he was hurt. Um, 23 he fought the Undertaker in WrestleMania for the title, for the Royal title. He fought Umaga at WrestleMania 24 and 25. Damn, did Batista even have a match at 25? He might have been hurt at 25. Like, god damn. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, yeah, I don't even think Batista had a match at 25 because Umaga wrestled Bobby Lashley and Kane wrestled the Great Khali. I think Batista was hurt. So two WrestleManias he was hurt. 22 and 25. And again, like I love Batista. Don't get twisted. Batista had an incredible run. He had some great matches in his time. But this is why I can't have him super high on my list because when I go back and really look at him and remember what he was, it was a very short list and it was a very short time. And even when he was there, he was either fucked up, he was hurt, or he was just never there. Or he was dominant, but it was just like, you know? So yeah, I get it. The internet have made him into some allure, but like I watched this shit and I'm like, bro, I can't remember when Batista was really the guy. That's probably why I don't have him super highly ranked up there in the mindset. But yeah, I mean, he had a great rivalry with Edge and Taker and him had a phenomenal rivalry. Um, but yeah, again, like I said, like if you actually think about it, like Batista did not have a super long, excuse me, Batista did not have a super long career. Yeah. So, but he's on the list. He's at nine. I know people gonna get mad at me for putting it at nine. Batista's out is higher. When I actually think about it, break it down, his career was not fucking long. Like 2002, three is when he really came in. He was the Deacon first, and then he moved to Raw and became part of Evolution. Then he got hurt in that place, and then so he really didn't get going until like late '03, early '04. And then even in that sense, he was in Evolution for a good stretch. Yeah, it's just yeah, I don't yeah, man. Yeah, I just yeah, yeah. But he's on the list. At number eight. He's on the list. At number eight. At number eight. Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma. Jeff Hardy as a number eight. Oh yeah. Jeff Hardy. And you gotta realize Jeff Hardy actually left WWE in the early 2000s. Like he left. He went to TNA because he was dealing with a lot, you know, he was dealing with some stuff. Uh, there was abuse, I think drug abuse and everything. So he left. And when he came back, he still had that aura. And he had some fucking matches. Him and John Morrison had some great matches. Um, of course, this is around the time he finally became a WWE champion. He won the WWE title. He won the World Heavyweight Championship in a span of like 2 or 3 years of each other. He finally captured the title at Armageddon in 2000 and I want to say nine, early 2009, I think, or 2008. He won a title. He had to drop it to Edge, who then dropped it to Triple H. So but yeah, Jeff Hardy, man, was the shit. I mean, his match with Taker. One of my favorite matches is Jeff Hardy versus the Undertaker in that Extreme Rules match in London. One of my favorite matches. Like that shit was so good. Of course, everybody knows him and Undertaker at that ladder match that they had for the undisputed title, which was legendary. But Jeff Hardy, man, even when the Hardys broke up, he was always just still that guy, and I think that that is the thing about Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy's definitely at number 8 on the list, man. I gotta give Jeff Hardy his proper respect and love, and he's at number 8. Of course, that rivalry, him and Umaga too, was fucking good. So yeah, number 7, Eddie Guerrero, Latino Eat is at number 7. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What can I say about Eddie, man? Eddie's another one that had kind of got fired from WWE early 2000s, but then came back, and that's when we really remember how great Eddie truly was. I mean, he had a reign with the U.S. title for a good stretch. He didn't have the tag team with him and Chavo, Los Guerreros, and then of course him and Rey Mysterio had their tag team for a good bit. Of course, the line cheating, stealing, the line cheat still Eddie. You know, the line cheat still Eddie kicked in, had his the line cheat still Eddie. You know, everybody remembers that. That's really where everybody remembers that Eddie, and you know, that's kind of now what people think Dom is, and I just don't see it. I'm sorry, I just don't fucking see it. He could look like Eddie all the fuck he wants, and I would still not give that kid any credit for stealing that man's whole gimmick and thinking that's what he really was throughout his entire career. Like that's ridiculous. But anyway, Eddie has some fucking bangers, man. Eddie has some great matches, great rivalries. Um, him and Kurt, obviously. Him and Ray, obviously. He had, he was the first person to actually put John Cena on. Like John Cena had some rivalries with Taker, but he really, I mean, really had the rivalry with Eddie that really made John Cena, you know, Dr. Thugonomics character really drive it home. His rivalry with Eddie Guerrero in the early parts of 2000s when he finally became a heel. That's when that's when John Cena became John Cena. So yeah, um, but yeah, um, Eddie's one of the greatest to ever do it, man. Rest in peace to like they know he. And number 6. So people think this is a little bit controversial, having him over him, but this is me. And man, number 6 is Chris Benoit, the Rabbit Wolverine. I have to put Chris Benoit at number 6, man. I have to, man. Chris Benoit is one of Chris Benoit is one of the best in ring performers I've ever seen in my life. In my life, Chris Benoit is one of the best in ring performers I've ever seen in my life. That man can fucking wrestle. One of the greatest to ever do it. And I don't think people truly give him his proper respect or love for for his ability in the ring. Now, I mean, I talk about the person. I talk about the in ring ability of Chris Benoit. I'm not talking about the person. I talk about the wrestler. The wrestler is one of the greatest I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Lord of mercy. Like man, his match with Kurt Angle at the Royal Rumble 2003 is just like, bro, it's pure wrestling. It's wrestling, bro. Like it's just like you sitting there, just like this shit made no sense, bro. You sitting there like, man, this shit don't make no sense, bro. Like it is greatness. I tell you, greatness. His match with Shawn Michaels and Triple H at WrestleMania 20. The match was so good. They ran it back a month later at Backlash. That's how good that fucking match was. Yeah. Chris Benoit, I feel like Chris Benoit was one of the last few wrestlers, like pure wrestlers in the business that we grew up watching. Nowadays, you got a lot of these kids that just are more entertainer than wrestler, and that's kind of why they are where they are. But yeah, man, Chris Benoit is at number 6. Gotta recap the last 5 gig. Gotta recap it. Gotta recap it. So, number 10, Triple H. Number 9, Batista. Number 8, Jeff Hardy. Number 7, Eddie Guerrero. And number 6, Chris Benoit. And number 5, you think you know Edge. You goddamn right, Edge is at number 5 on this list. You talk about a man that changed his entire character around. The way we perceive him around this time period. The first ever Mr. Money in the Bank ever. One of the greatest WrestleMania matches I've ever seen is him and Mick Foley at WrestleMania 22. Edge is one of the best uh, character changing performers I've ever seen. The man is one of the best to do it, man. I feel like a lot of people don't give Edge his proper respect until he's gone, and when he really is gone, then we're gonna probably really give him his proper love and respect. But Edge, first Money in the Bank winner. I mean, the incredible career Edge has had in his entire career, especially in the 2000s. Lord have mercy. In the 2000s, he was just different. In the 2000s, he was different, man. He was different, man. So yeah, Edge in the 2000s, he was different, man. He was different, man. Number 4, the Phenom, the Undertaker. No, a lot of people do not understand why the Undertaker is at number 4. Well, this is where his reign of dominance and great WrestleMania matches really started. You got to realize, like I said, WrestleMania 17, he fought um, Triple H. In 18, he fought Ric Flair. And a lot of people don't give that match a lot of credit because at that time, I think a lot of people didn't even think Ric Flair could even go in there and have that type of match. WrestleMania 18, he has that match. 19 is him versus Big Show and A Train. It was supposed to be a tag team match, but then I think they found out like Nate Jones couldn't fucking really wrestle. So they were like, oh, he can't fucking wrestle. Taker, you got to go to the shit by yourself. He's like, all right, I guess. All right, fuck it. So you had that match at 19. 20, he comes back as the Phenom, the Undertaker, the Dead Man. And he has a match against Kane. The 21, he fights Randy Orton. 22, he goes up against Mark Henry. 23, he goes against Batista. 24, he goes against Edge. And 25 is him and Shawn Michaels. Out of all of those matches, that's it. The Mark Henry one was eh. The 19 one was eh. But from 17, I can't remember we wrestled 16. I can't remember we wrestled 16. But 17, I think he was hurt in 16. Yeah, I think he was hurt in 16. Because he came back at Judgment Day. So he was hurt at 16. 17, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That is the WrestleMania streak. That is the true beginning of the WrestleMania streak. Yeah, like that is the feeling. And he captured like 4 or 5 titles around this time too. And then on top of that, the iconic last Royal Rumble 2007 that I still remember. And by the way, that Royal Rumble don't get enough credit. That Royal Rumble was a good fucking Royal Rumble. That was a good Royal Rumble from top to bottom. That was a good Royal Rumble. But yeah, man. Taker in 2000s. You had him and Kurt Angle have that iconic fucking match. Oh my god, it was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life. And No Way Out. You had him and Kane with their, he comes back for Kane at WrestleMania. Um, what else? Man. You had him in the JBL rivalry that kind of kept JBL from being a heel, kept JBL a heel. It made him intriguing. I mean, yeah. So Taker Taker's for it, bro. Number 3, the Olympic gold medalist Kurt motherfucking Angle. What? Who else would have been on this goddamn list? Kurt has been on the TNA list, and now Kurt has been on the TNA list, and now he's on the WWE list. Kurt Angle's just special, bro. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Yeah, I said that shit with the whole chest. Kurt Angle is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And I can't tell anybody that he's not. Kurt Angle is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. In the 2000s, he has a rivalry with The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Taker. Who else? He has a rivalry, like I said, the Chris Benoit match at Royal Rumble. The Rey Mysterio match 2002. That is hell. That's probably one of the greatest opening matches of all time. You have, man, what else? What's another match? What another match for Kurt Angle? Him and Shane McMahon at King of the Ring, which is still one of the most brutal fucking matches I've ever seen in my life. Him and Taker at No Way Out. Him and Shawn at WrestleMania. Yeah. Kurt is at number 3, bro. We skip the fucking point where I have to explain why Kurt Angle is number fucking 3. And number 2. Can't see me, John Cena. I'm about to say rest in peace, Lord have mercy. Happy retirement to John Cena. Lord have mercy. I'm about to say rest in peace. Happy retirement to John Cena. This man defined my childhood. I remember watching him come out in Chicago against Kurt Angle. And the rest is history, as they would say. I remember when he became the Doctor of Thuganomics. I remember when he became the WWE champion and he took the usual WWE championship and he turned it into the spinner title. I remember all that shit. I remember when he finally moved to Raw and sitting and waiting for who was about to be the new Raw member. And he was the first overall draft pick. And he comes from SmackDown to Raw and the fucking place erupted. I remember it. John Cena is one of the greatest to ever do it, man. Anybody tells you that he's not, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You gotta remember, you gotta realize in this time period, he didn't have his first WrestleMania match until WrestleMania 20, which was the Big Show. WrestleMania 21, he fought JBL. Then WrestleMania 22, he fought Triple H. 23, he fought Shawn. 24, he fought Randy Orton, Triple H. 25, he fought Edge and Big Show. So, yeah. Yeah. Cena's been one of the greatest to ever do it, man. His match against Shawn Michaels in London is still one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. Uh, his match against Shawn Michaels in London was great. His rivalry with Edge is still one of the greatest to ever do it. One of the greatest rivalries of all time. Him and Kurt Angle had some great matches too. Yeah, yeah. Pretty much everybody on this list, John Cena's had a cross paths with. Everybody else, maybe outside of Jeff Hardy, and that's about it. But John Cena is definitely at number 2. And then number 1, who else could it be? It is the goddamn Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. This man came back in 2002, and it felt like he never missed a beat. That's fucking impossible. Like, he didn't feel like he missed a beat. Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest performers to ever do it. Anybody that tells you that he's not, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But this man came back in 2002, fought Triple H at SummerSlam, and after that it was on and popping. Enters the first ever Elimination Chamber, wins his first and last World Heavyweight title. You realize he never won a title after that. He felt like he didn't need a title. All you had to do was just put him in a match and he would just do the match. They gave him the title. He drops it to Triple H right after that. And then it was just like, okay, but Shawn don't need a title. And that was the character. And he just fucking went out there and had great matches. WrestleMania 19, he fights Chris Jericho. Incredible fucking match. If you've never seen it, go watch it. WrestleMania 20, he fights Chris Benoit and Triple H. 21, he fights Kurt Angle. Incredible fucking match. Go watch it. 22, he fights Vince McMahon. Pretty good fucking match. He got a good match out of Vince, which is crazy to say. 23, he fights John Cena. 24, he fights Ric Flair and retires Ric Flair. And 25, he fights Undertaker. Yeah. Yeah. Shawn motherfucking Michaels, ladies and gentlemen. That's what the fuck he does. He's the motherfucking showstopper. Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest performers of all time. And if I didn't have him at number one, I would be fucking doing myself a disservice. And that's the list. That is the goddamn list. So number one, Shawn Michaels. Number two, John Cena. Number three, Kurt Angle. Number four, The Undertaker. Number five, Edge. Number six, Chris Benoit. Number seven, Eddie Guerrero. Number eight, Jeff Hardy. Number nine, Batista. And number 10, Triple H. That is the list. Next week. I take a trip to wrestling matches. TNA wrestling matches. Next week will be my top 10 TNA matches of the 2000s. That's going to be a fun list. I cannot wait. Until next time, and I am Brandon Janeau. Peace.